Hello YouTube, my name is Liz and I have some cool things to show you today. One is that I got a comic book in the classroom Teacher's Educator Pass. This year I finished my last year of education at the university level in the education department. I am a 6 through 12 certified English teacher, and one of the things that I really like to use in my classroom is comic books. I taught Lord of the Flies recently, and one of the things that I really liked to use in the classroom was comics, and I got to use Batman's The Dark Knight Returns. If you've read The Lord of the Flies, then you know that the lines of good and evil in that novel are kind of blurred at times, and the author Golding doesn't really give us a specific, this character is a good guy and this character is the bad guy. He blurs those lines back and forth. And so to illustrate this point to my students, I use The Dark Knight Returns, where we have Batman setting off against Superman, and you can't really tell who the good guy is or who the bad guy is because it's two super titans going off against each other, and it's a fantastic read, and it supplemented the text really well. So one of the things that I thought I would do as a budding educator specifically is go to Comic-Con with the Educator's Pass, and I was one of the lucky people that got the Educator's Pass, and it's good for Friday only, but I have a weekend pass as well because comic books. I wanted to show you the pass. The pass is Commissioner Gordon from the Batman series, and it's good for Friday only, which is really cool. And on Friday, June 13th, it says that the floor opens at 10 a.m., which is super exciting, and I'm gonna be there with my handy educator pass, looking cool. They also sent me a pop culture classroom passport, and the passport clocks my hours, so I have to put in 3 hours to be able to get a 5, 10, 15 curriculum. I have no idea what that is, but I want it because I would love to use more comic books in my classroom. Persepolis is an excellent comic book that you could use. Barefoot Gen is my favorite, and I've gotten to use that in university courses, but I hesitate to use that in courses for younger students because the content is a little bit graphic. Mouse is also very good, and I'm sure that these will be covered at the Comic-Con. Another thing that I got was a Pop Culture in the Classroom Educator Day kind of, I think it's a, tells me what kind of panels I can attend to get my 5, 10, 15 curriculum. And so I'm pretty excited about it, but I wanted to show off the fancy educator pass because it's sexy. Look at this sexy, so sexy. Excited. And I wanted to talk about some of the things that I do as an educator. And one of the things that I'm hoping to do is move out of the realm of teaching English and move into the realm of teaching Japanese. And if you stick with my channel, you'll see that that is an area that I'm going to really expand in. I really enjoy teaching Japanese. I've worked as a supplemental instructor at the University of Wyoming, and I really enjoyed that. I've tutored in Japanese for 2 or 3 years with the academics department, or with the athletics department actually, and that was great because you get to see a plethora of students. You get students who are athletes and they're just trying to fulfill their credit requirements. You get the nerdy anime kids that come in and they want to watch anime and they don't want to have to read subtitles, and I feel that, I do. And then you get the girls and the boys that come in and they're like hardcore international studies folks, and they're gonna do politics and stuff that I dropped out of going to school. Yeah, I was a international studies major for a while. Not for me. You don't want me dealing with international issues that require people to remain calm. I'm not calm. I wanted to kind of share my background a little bit because eventually people will hopefully start watching my videos, and I want them to kind of get a feel for the me that is separate from the teacher me, because the videos are going to show a lot of teacher me, and I do want to do some videos that show not teacher me. And believe it or not, keeping the two separate is really difficult to do because people want you to be very professional when you're teaching, and there's a saying that you get in the education department that you shouldn't smile until Christmas. That's really hard for me to do. I really like working with people, especially when it's something I like. So yeah, I smile a lot. But going to Comic-Con in Denver, which is really cool because in the middle of the United States, we don't get a whole lot of really cool stuff. So I'm gonna flash my educator badge one more time because I think that's really awesome. Pretty excited. I'm curious to see who is on the general admittance badges because I can't remember who was on them last year, but I went last year and I remember the badges were pretty cool back then as well. I con a lot and I go to, Starfest is kind of the Star Trek convention, and that's fantastic. That is a fantastic convention. I dressed up as a Vulcan for that one. That one's kind of fun. I keep hoping one of these days Sir Patrick Stewart will grace us with an appearance because Patrick Stewart is awesome. And I go to Nandescon down in Denver, and I keep wanting to put together a panel to teach Japanese, but I just don't see how I can teach anything meaningful in the 45 minutes to an hour that they give you for those panels, which is part of the reason why I've never run a panel before, but I've considered running a panel on doing things like horror in like the Japanese kaidan, and specifically like the Hyakumonogatari. Hyakumonogatari is something that was developed in the Edo period, and it's where samurai would get together and kind of have, a balls out who is more brave kind of thing, used to them being referred to as pissing contests. But they would tell scary stories, and they would tell 100 of them, and they would blow out a candle, and then at the end, it's kind of like Bloody Mary, you're supposed to see a ghost of some sort. So at the, you say Bloody Mary 3 times and flush the toilet, and she should appear in the mirror. Very similar to that. So I've thought about running panels along that with my friend Ashley, and we've just never really felt that we knew enough or had the time to really put together the panels that are needed. But one of these times we're hoping to get to that. Another thing is that I am going to be doing a study abroad, which should be a lot of fun. I'll be studying in Saitama, which will hopefully skyrocket my Japanese and my speaking abilities, which will hopefully translate to better instruction time for you. I know it's hard to get a quality education on the internet because you don't have a teacher that you can interact with, and you don't, like, I'm trying to learn Korean independent, and I've gone as far as purchasing very expensive software to teach it, and it's good, but there's just, you can't replace a real teacher who can answer questions. This can't answer questions that I have about the language. Yeah. But it's good. You should try it if you have, $300 laying around. I get lucky at Christmas time sometimes. Yes, so this is supposed to be a brief introduction of who I am and how serious I take what I'm going to be doing, and to show you that there is more than just teacher face, and I hope to show you more of not just teacher